It's been a crazy week from Biden dropping out to all of the conspiracy theories surrounding the Trump assassination attempt. But why isn't any of this excitement translating over into crypto gains? Well, the main reason why I think crypto is still mostly going sideways is because this is all an attention game, and right now all of the attention is on the election. So unless one of the candidates start talking about crypto again or something, we might still be stuck in this range for a while, but luckily it looks like we might be having Trump speaking pretty soon about crypto this week. Before we get into that though, let's talk about the other candidate, or former candidate. For one thing, as it pertains to cryptocurrency, it looks like this is probably going to be good for crypto one way or another, because Biden's been super anti-crypto, and even if Trump doesn't win, we're probably going to be getting somebody who's a little bit more pro-crypto than what the Biden regime was. Or what the Biden regime is. I'm not sure anymore, really. There's a lot of speculation that Biden might not even be in existence anymore. Not just as a political candidate, but as the president or as a human in general. According to this post by Robbie Starbuck, here's a quick timeline for everyone to consider. Biden said 20 times that he was not going to be dropping out and that he wouldn't be pushed out by party elites. Then he got COVID, he disappeared for a few days, and his campaign co-chair says empathetically that Joe is not leaving the race, period. Then they said he was going to be self-isolating for a week, and tomorrow is 7 days, so if he doesn't come out and say something pretty soon, then something weird's going on for sure. But then just a few hours later, right after his campaign co-chair said he's not leaving the race, period, his X account posted that he is leaving the race via a screenshot document with absolutely no proof that he was behind it. Joe Biden's campaign aides and staff say that they only found out via X, not from the Bidens. 24 hours later, Joe still hasn't shown his face to confirm that it was his statement, but Kamala Harris secured enough delegates to be the next nominee within those 24 hours since his post. And yeah, all of this is pretty weird, and it kind of seems like Biden didn't actually want to drop out, but then he got sick somehow, and somebody took over his X account posting that he was dropping out without it actually running it by him. Then I guess they told him later when he woke up from his nap. But then this is when it really gets weird. Right after that, Kamala held a small event where she began to say that Joe Biden is on a record. Then she says phone, and we hear a strange back and forth that feels totally unnatural. All of this is via phone, like we're living in the 1940s glued to the radio for news. No visual is shown of him. You would think they would have him on some kind of a Zoom call or something these days. When was the last time you heard anybody talk via phone to the news or something like that, especially during some kind of a press conference? And these days it could be AI, nobody really knows, or it could just be somebody who sounds like Joe Biden, acting like him on the other end of the line. It was kind of weird that she started to say recording, it sounded like. And even if it was actually Joe Biden on the phone, there's still something really fishy going on about how he was in public saying he wasn't going to be dropping out for anything, basically. And then he got a little bit of the sniffles. And then immediately his X account posts that he's dropping out. And there hasn't been actually any confirmation directly from the man's face yet. Here's a clip from the conversation that Joe Biden supposedly had with Kamala Harris over the phone at that press conference. You tell me what you think. Is it weird or not?
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do, everybody here does.
It's mutual.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching it, kid.
She just seems really disingenuous if you ask me, and she's really creepy. It's like really bad acting, and it just gives off a creepy vibe in my opinion. Then we had Tucker Carlson posting this, and it seems like there was something really weird going on with the Secret Service and the people around Joe Biden on the night he disappeared.
The official story was that Biden's trip was cut short last week due to COVID. However, according to this source, U.S. Secret Service informed Las Vegas Metro that there was an emergency situation involving Joe Biden and to close necessary streets so that POTUS could be transported immediately to University Medical. Then mysteriously, there was a stand-down order, and the Secret Service informed local Vegas PD that they were going to medevac POTUS to Johns Hopkins, which they presume meant fly him back east as soon as possible. Apparently, the rumor mill in the police department was that Joe Biden was dying or already dead, possibly. So they're lying.
I don't know the validity of all of this information or anything. Obviously, I don't have any insiders with the Secret Service, But if that information is actually correct, then there's something really sketchy going on. But it looks like we're going to find out tomorrow because according to President Biden's X page, tomorrow he's scheduled in the evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Time to address the nation from the Oval Office on what lies ahead and how he's going to finish his job for the American people, he says. But like I said earlier, these days you never know. It could just be AI or maybe it's some kind of pre-recorded situation because I know Joe Biden isn't going to be talking live. It's almost certainly going to be at least a pre-recorded statement. But until we actually see him out in public and there's footage from somebody other than the White House, it's really hard to tell, and the question is, do we actually have an AI president? If you want my opinion, I don't think he's actually probably dead, but he's basically brain dead. But since he's dropping out of his campaign and he's only got a few months left of his presidency, I'm sure he's going to be trying to lay low and pardon Hunter Biden and stuff like that. He's probably going to be taking a lot of naps, and honestly, I don't expect to hear from him that much. And he's probably going to just let the attention stay on the election so he can just nap in the Lincoln bedroom in peace. In positive news, it looks like earlier today we did get the Secret Service Director Jim Cheadle resigning just 15 hours after Greg posted asking his followers which one they trust more, a Cheeto versus Cheadle. And I don't know about you guys, but to me it looks like this Cheeto is actually supplying better security than what Cheadle did last weekend at the Trump rally. The Biden dropout has had somewhat of an effect on the price of Bitcoin over the past week, as according to this article on CoinDesk, it looks like Bitcoin briefly did top 68,000 as the Biden dropout riled up the crypto bulls. As I was saying in my last video, it did look like we were starting to price in the possibility that Trump was actually going to be winning the election. But shortly after Biden dropped out, we actually did start to see the price retrace a little bit. And that was probably just based off of the uncertainty of who was going to be the new nominee and if they were going to be pro or anti-cryptocurrency. Then it looks like the market decided that basically anybody would be better than Biden, and then it started to recover, topping out around $68,000 before finding resistance there yesterday and having a little bit of a retracement here today back down to about $65,500 roughly. And if we do continue to the downside from here, we're in danger of putting in another lower high. But if we can actually find some support right here at about $65,000, then maybe we can continue to the upside and put in a higher high. But we definitely could come down and turn one of these moving averages into support, creating the first possible higher low here in this downtrend we've been stuck in, which could indicate that we're going to be breaking out and big gains are going to be coming over the next coming weeks and months. There's a few big catalysts that could be sending us breaking out of this pattern and making some pretty significant gains to the upside this week, with the first one not actually being a Bitcoin catalyst, but it is happening today, and that is that 9 US spot Ether ETFs are going live after the landmark approval. You would think that a lot more people would be talking about this and that Ethereum wouldn't be probably retracing today, or at least that it would be pumping more instead of going sideways or whatever this is. But whenever we started to see the Bitcoin ETFs going live, we saw a little bit of a retracement because it was a buy the rumor, sell the news situation. And I think a lot of people are just waiting to see if that's going to happen again for Ethereum. If we don't see any significant sell-offs from the GBTC trust that's going to be transferred into an ETF, just like what happened with the Bitcoin situation, then Ethereum could definitely see some significant inflows, and it might actually benefit from the other catalysts that are coming up for Bitcoin later on this week. This is where it starts to get really exciting because later on this week we do have the Bitcoin convention, and that's happening in Nashville starting on Thursday. Then it's going to be going on for 3 days, and there's going to be a lot of really big people speaking at this event. So the crypto community's eyes are all going to be on this thing, and if something significant happens, then we could see a breakout from that pattern I was talking about that Bitcoin has been stuck in for like a couple of months now, since roughly the beginning of March. According to this article on The Street, it looks like rumors are swirling that Elon Musk might actually be attending that Bitcoin 2024 conference. And as I've mentioned in a couple of videos before, we definitely do have Trump speaking at the event, which in itself could be a huge catalyst that can send us skyrocketing to the upside, and we might even see a God candle that day, because with most people expecting Trump to be the next president, anything he says to do with his plan for the future of Bitcoin could cause a lot of speculation and remove a lot of uncertainty from the market. and it could even kick off the beginning of a euphoric and parabolic rise in the Bitcoin price. Supposedly, Elon Musk's jet has landed in Nashville, so he is probably going to be attending the conference, but there's also a lot of speculation that Elon Musk might actually even be interviewing Trump, and if they're both talking about cryptocurrency at the same time, that could be headline news, not just for Bitcoin, but for any other cryptocurrency that they might mention, like Dogecoin, for example, which Elon Musk has historically been a fan of. Also, just in time for the convention, Elon Musk did change his profile picture to him with laser eyes standing in front of the American flag, and I think he did this yesterday, but it didn't last long because if you look at his profile right now, he changed it back to just him in an Iron Man suit. But either way, even if Elon Musk doesn't attend the event and if he doesn't interview Donald Trump, there is other speculation that Donald Trump might be announcing that he's going to be making Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset. And basically, if any of this news comes true, then it's going to probably send Bitcoin going parabolic, or at least we're going to be seeing some kind of a really big green candle around the time that Trump goes on stage. If Trump confirms that he plans to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset, then this is going to be the biggest news that we've had for Bitcoin since the announcement that the Bitcoin ETFs were going to be going live. And really, it might be even bigger than that because, like I said in a previous video, it's probably going to cause all kinds of other governments to follow suit. And there's going to be a scramble of government entities and big asset managers around the world trying to scoop up as much Bitcoin as they possibly can. Because if it's not scarce right now, it's going to become much, much more scarce in this situation. And with so much buying pressure, it might actually be hard to get your hands on any Bitcoin. Period, but it's definitely going to be hard to get in at a good price because the price is absolutely going to be exploding and you're just going to be having to chase big green candles. The whole Bitcoin community is really excited about this situation, and it looks like they're really excited about Trump being president as well, because according to this article on Yahoo Finance, Trump's fundraiser at the Bitcoin conference reached $845,000 asking price per seat. At $845,000, you can bet I'm not going to be there, but I'm sure there's going to be some pretty tasty clips on the internet for free, so I'm going to scavenge those and keep you guys updated on the conference. Hopefully it's going to be exciting, and Senator Cynthia Lummis does say that big things are in store for this week, so stay tuned. And I think she is referring to the conference, so maybe she knows that there's going to be some kind of announcement. And all of this anticipation sure does have me on the edge of my seat. And I can't wait to keep you guys updated with the developments. Speaking of developments, a few days ago it was looking like Jamie Dimon was going to be chosen by Trump for the next Treasury Secretary, but now there's speculation that it could actually be BlackRock's Larry Fink. I don't know how to feel about this either because Larry Fink is a dark character and he's pretty scary, but so is Jamie Dimon, and at least Larry Fink seems to be very pro-Bitcoin. And I'm definitely skeptical about giving these kind of people more power, but fortunately I am invested in Bitcoin, so it could be good for my wallet. The crazy speculation and big news just keeps coming though, because according to this article on Cointelegraph, it looks like Gary Gensler is looking for an early exit, and he's likely to resign in 2025 right after the Biden exit. It says a Trump presidency will spell disaster for Gensler and his role as the head of the SEC. And it looks like Gary probably knows this is what's going to happen, so he's probably going to try to weasel his way out of his position and try to avoid some embarrassment because he's been getting pretty embarrassed up until this point. But if Trump starts coming after him, then he's going to be the laughing stock of the country, which is a pretty damn tall order with what's been going on recently. Basically, what I'm saying is there's a whole bunch of really great catalysts that could be coming up. It's mostly speculation, but if just one of these really big things actually comes to fruition, then I'm sure we're going to be seeing some God candles in our future. And while we might go sideways for the next couple of days as people wait on the Trump speech at the conference and to see what he actually has to say, it looks like we've got some really great things lined up in the pipeline. And all of this stuff makes me feel like something really big is on the way. Like I said, it is all just speculation, and some of this stuff might not actually come true, but we definitely have Trump speaking at the conference. And we could always have one of those random pieces of news that just comes out of left field and sends us pumping anyway. Now, before I go, I'm just going to go over some of you guys' comments and answer some of your questions. I've been getting some really good ones, and I really appreciate it, so keep it up. Mulk Bean, I'm sure I butchered that, says, "Hey dude, Please give us an update of your search for new accommodation. I want to be sure that you're safe and secure. Greets from Germany, heads up and hodl to death. Thanks for the comment. I actually did find an accommodation or a new place to live, and I'm moving at the end of the month. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there is a lot of packing going on back there, and I've been pretty heavy at work doing that. I'm pretty excited to move back to Texas, though. It's the greatest state in the whole nation. I might be biased since I'm from there. But there's a whole bunch of really great food, and it seems to be one of the freest states in the whole country, so I'm pretty excited to get my freedoms back, since Colorado has gone full communist and seems to be taking away rights like the Second Amendment. Anyway, thanks again for the question from Germany, and I appreciate you checking in to see if I'm safe and secure. Doge Scotland 2005 says, "You keep it real. Thank you. Appreciate your work." I try to keep it real, but you know what? YouTube doesn't want you guys to know what's real. And that's why I still am a really small channel. But if you do appreciate me keeping it real, then make sure you've gone down and hit that subscribe button. And if you've done it in the past, make sure you double check it, because YouTube will sometimes unsubscribe people from channels like mine where I try to tell you the truth. Thanks Doge Scotland 2005 for the comment. And no matter how crazy things get, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you guys all the time. Sam Smith 4216 says, "My friend, you are one funny and informative guy. You're my favorite crypto site, Doge Predominant. Thanks for the laughs and hope and faith." Thanks for the comment. I'm glad you guys think I'm funny. I don't really think I'm funny. I don't really know what I'm talking about half the time, but it is hard to make finance entertaining, and I try to do my best. So I'm glad to know that at least it's not just a solid snooze fest. Android 55 or Portbit says, "Bitcoin is going to reach 128,000 this bull run." You know, I definitely think it's a possibility, but I think $100,000 is going to be a super psychological level that's going to be hard to get over, and we might find some resistance there. But if we are going parabolic, then we might just blast all the way through that, and we could definitely make it to $128,000. But I'm of the opinion that $100,000 is going to be such a psychological level that I'm going to be taking a little bit of profits there at least. And then as we break above it, I'm probably going to be taking much more significant gains, because as they say, no one ever went broke by taking profits. Thomas Lawrence 4695 says, "You suck at this." And you know what, Thomas? Thanks for the comment. I'm sure you're right. If I was better at this, I would probably have a lot more subscribers. But I really appreciate the subscribers that I do have, and I'm going to continue to do the best that I possibly can for you guys. So I'm sorry if it's not good enough, but this is a really complicated and brand new topic that's really hard to cover, and the news happens so rapidly that it's really hard to keep up with. So if you think that you can do better, Thomas, by all means, go right ahead and post some videos, then come back into the comment section and send me a link so that I can go check it out. Then when it totally sucks ass, I won't come into your comments and be a total dick about it, because I know everybody has to start from somewhere, and you're probably just doing the best that you can too. Anyway, thank you guys again for all of your great comments, and if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section and I'll be sure to answer them in a future video. And if you want to support my channel, go over to onlygoodcrypto.com and check out my merch line. I'm going to be putting some new designs here pretty soon, and I've already got some really great designs so that you can show off your love for cryptocurrency. So go on over and check them out, because if you wear Only Good every day, then you're going to feel Only Good every day. And you can only get the Only Good merch at onlygoodcrypto.com, so head over and check it out right after this video. And let me know what you guys think in the comments. What catalysts are going to send us breaking out of that pattern? And are they going to take place at the Bitcoin conference in Nashville this week? Or are we just going to continue going sideways for a little while longer? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if I brought you value. But most importantly, don't forget to do Only Good every day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.